Hey peeps, this is Thomas E. Harrington, aka Reaper the Storyteller, and this is another Soup Bowl Network LLC.com charitable event where the online store gives 30% of all sales to charity. That's right. The organization that we're going to be uplifting today and donating to is the Nomad Alliance. Awesome organization. We don't have a haul today, but we will go over the website so you can learn more about them, how you can help, and how you can receive their services if you need them and you're in the Utah area. We'll be back in just a moment, and like always, let love and peace be with you.
Don't let them take it away. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day.
All right, and we are back with another Soup Bowl Network LLC.com charitable event where the online store gives 30% of all sales to charity. Now, the organization we are uplifting and spotlighting today is the Nomad Alliance, and we are on their website, which you can find them at nomadalliance.org. This is an awesome organization, and they do a lot, so let's just jump right into it. So first we're going to go to the About section because this is an important section too. I think it's always good to know who are the people behind these organizations. And this organization specifically has lots of talent. It has people that are into finances, people that are into law and justice, so legal defenses, things like that, award-winning people, people that have been through tough situations themselves or that have loved ones that have been through it themselves. So you have a lot of people with a lot of experience and a lot of talent in so many different areas. I would suggest you just look through here just to get familiar with the people running this organization. All right, now if you come to the service section, you'll see the Nomad Supply Drives and Abatement Support. Now, these are awesome services. This is just an example of the things that they do for the community. This is a good place to find out the origins, how this all began, which is a really cool story. Also, they do showers and haircuts and special drives. And one of their special drives, really unique, is a Mother's Day drive where they go and boost the morale and provide love and care and hygiene and health on Mother's Day. So many things they do. But it's not just about survival, it's also about living. So they also give the mothers carnations and chocolates just to show that someone cares about them. In the summer months, they do hydration efforts with popsicles, ice creams, even dunked ice towels, just to help all the unsheltered stay cool during the summer. They also did a sandwich and soup drive, which they actually were able to get enough to cover 300 unsheltered living in the streets. Amazing. They do very big things. They also have an abatement support, which basically means if you're moved out of an area, they'll actually come help you move your belongings to a new camp. This is very important because most of the time when people get moved like this, they lose everything they have and have to start all over again. If you look in the employment and workshop section, they'll show you examples of success stories that have happened with them. They also have weekly empowerment workshops, which are really incredible. They teach things like meditation, self-defense, cognitive behavior therapy. They also have visits by indigenous healers. So it helps a lot of different people from a lot of different cultures and backgrounds. Now, the really cool thing about this too is that each workshop feeds 5 to 10 people that attend with 2 meals. Also, they provide haircuts and hair coloring. They also have detox kits that have helped multiple people cut down their uses of heroin by 50 to sometimes 95%. They also have recovery workshops and programs that help you with your physical health, your mental health. They give you kits with vitamins and herbs and snacks and gum, hydration, and all kinds of things that help with recovery that make it just a little bit better. If you can recover, you have the support system, then you have an even better chance of staying off the streets and not going back to drugs or abuse or even mental health issues that maybe you weren't even aware of. These kind of things help move you along to a better life and a sustainable living situation. They also have tiny homes and advocacy and IDs. Now, they are very big advocates for tiny homes. They support legislation for that. They have contact senators and representatives of the state to try to push this across to make sure that people have at least walls that can keep them out of a lot of dangers that are in the streets. Also, it helps give them an address and a place to live that they can use for jobs, and having that address makes a huge difference in people's lives. When it comes to the tiny homes, they have raised lots of money. They've even supported some people. So if you look down here, you'll see some of the people they supported. Now, they also do the DMV appointments. They have made history with booking the most DMV appointments because there's a lot of things you can't get without an ID, a license. So people can have that peace of mind because it's really hard to cash checks or do a lot of other things if you don't have an ID. One of the things they've recently done, which is one of the most amazing things I've ever heard of, at least, getting around the hoops of sheltering the unsheltered, because believe it or not, that is a huge problem, and there's lots of legislation that needs to be passed and changed. But until then, there needs to be someone that fills in the gap. And so what they decided to do is do an overnight movie nights. And they're working with a partnership with the First United Methodist Church and other organizations also. It's really good to get people off the streets because the temperatures dip way too low. So what they decided to do is they decided to have a movie night and have them come in. They have snacks, they have treats, get some medical care if they need some. And one night they actually cleared a street. They filled to capacity and got everybody off the streets. And it was a very, very cold time. Very beautiful organization, lots of beautiful volunteers. So these are the kinds of things that Nomad Alliance does that just show how beautiful humanity can be when we're helping each other. They also have a homeless Bill of Rights section. This is a great section to let you know the civil and human rights of homeless people, because just because you become homeless doesn't mean that you lose your rights or you're less of a human being. This is just a good thing to check in your own state just to see what the Bill of Rights are and have freedom from discrimination. So they also have a sexy Nomad calendar, and basically a Nomad Alliance endeavor to raise money and to show that every human deserves attraction, admiration, and praise. See them with us and marvel at their human form. This is what I mean by not just surviving, but living. There's so many times where the homeless get walked by and ignored and not even make eye contact, not have any kind of human contact at all sometimes. So this is just a good way to show that everyone's beautiful, even if you're going through hard times. Now, the great thing about this is they didn't go and get models from an agency or anything like that. What they did is they got models from the streets. If you scroll down, there's a video that goes over the photo shoot with one of the participants, and it just shows how much it boosts their self-esteem. And just having that boost, just having that acknowledgement that you are being seen, that you are beautiful too. There's also a section where you can meet the models and get to know a little bit about them. Now, these pictures are not the pictures that are on the calendar. The beautiful thing about how this all works is that the models, they don't get models from an agency or anything like that. They get the models from the streets. And just to show the beauty of human beings, just because you're in a bad situation doesn't make you less beautiful. And this is a great way to show that. It also is to raise profits for the Nomad Alliance for all the awesome things they do, but half of that money gets split amongst the 12 models, which is amazing. Not only do they get to uplift themselves and feel beautiful, feel seen, but they also get to profit from that also. Beautiful thing. And of course you can donate, which money is always the best. They do receive a lot of donations of clothes and things like that, but there's a lot of things people don't buy or don't know to buy or just can't afford to buy. such as tents and sleeping bags and blankets, and this helps the organization operate. So 100% of every dollar goes to serving the unsheltered community, which is awesome. Now, if you go to the more section, they have a few things that you can check out that show some of the outcomes, some of the success stories. They also have things like memorials for people that they have lost. Really, really good story. Just remembering people because they're a community and they care about the people that they help. They also show stories like Don. And Don is a really cool story about how now they're helping him with getting work for mechanics. Really, really awesome. So basically, Nomad Alliance has their own mechanic. So make your appointments. They also have individual stories of where people came from and where they are now, which are truly just success stories, really. A lot of struggles, and they've been able to make it through. They also have, in the more section, the gallery, which I suggest you really look at this. Not only do you get to see some of the hard times of humanity, but you also get to see the beautiful people that make that hard time just a little better. All the volunteers that go out at night, in the day, the cold, the rain, the snow. They are out there helping, and it's a beautiful thing to see humanity at its best. They also have a blog that you can come see some of their posts and things that they have done. The Nomad Alliance has been in the news multiple times, whether it's print or broadcast news, and there's a lot of stories that are written on them. So I would definitely come here and check out some of these stories. It's just amazing work that they do and the beautiful volunteers that help them do it. So that about does it for another SupoNetworkLLC.com charitable event. Now remember, we do this every month, so look for it. Just to find ways you can help, support your community, or get the support that you need from your community, from great organizations and beautiful volunteers that help make this happen. And like always, let love and peace be with you.
So don't let them take it away.